Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video talking about the death of, spoiler alerts, T-Dog in The Walking Dead. So I waited a little bit to put up this video. Wanted to wait until the viewers in the UK got to see The Walking Dead. Didn't really want to put it up before then. And The Walking Dead airs on Friday in the UK. So it's now Saturday, so there's been plenty of time. Anybody who's a big fan of the show at this point has probably seen it already. And if they haven't, they probably already know what's happened in the last episode, Killer Within. And we saw, obviously, two huge deaths, one of which being T-Dog. I realized that I've never really done a spotlight on T-Dog. He doesn't really have enough material for me to really do a whole video spotlighting him. So what I'll do is I'll just combine it with this one, talk about the character and the death at the same time. At the end of the video, I want you guys to let me know if you like the death or not. Thumbs up if you like the death, and thumbs down if you didn't. That way we kind of know where people stand. I like poll-style videos. It gets people involved, and we can kind of see, who liked it, who didn't like it. So last year at The Walking Dead Season 2, when they killed off Dale, I did the same kind of thing, and it seemed like most people really hated it. They really did not like Dale's death, and I didn't either. I thought it really sucked. It did feel spontaneous, and you wouldn't have known it was going to happen. It just happened out of nowhere. But at the same time, it didn't really do the character justice. He just one walker by himself took him out. It was like, front on. It kind of snuck up on him, but at the same time, it didn't really, because he did see it. He couldn't even defend himself against one. So that was kind of, a death that I didn't really like too much, because I felt like they could have done a lot more with Dale, and now the actor wanted out of the show, so they decided to do that. But it made the character look really weak. If there would have been a couple walkers maybe, and he would have taken out one or two, but then one would have bitten him, that probably would have been better than just one skinny one by himself taking him out. T-Dog, on the other hand, I actually liked the character death for T-Dog. I didn't, the Dale death I hated, but in this one, it was spontaneous, just sort of like what happened with Dale. It was kind of unpredictable. And it just, you could kind of, at the moment when you saw the walker walking up behind him, you're like, oh shit, is he going to get bitten, or is he going to turn out in time, or is somebody going to take it out? And you almost think, oh, somebody will take it out by the time it gets there. But then, boom, it hits him and it bites him. And it also makes sense, too, because you got all this chaos going on. You got all this noise around you. And there's walkers all over the damn place. You're trying to get this gate closed before all of them pour in. And, T-Dog might not have noticed this walker walk up behind him and sort of cheap shot him in the back of the shoulder. The blood looked good, everything with it. The effects were really cool. It looked awesome. And even to make it even better is that T-Dog, after that, continues to fight and stand his ground, and then sacrifices himself to save Kara, which I thought was pretty good. Or at least seemingly. She could be dead too, but at least he sacrificed himself, allowed himself to be basically eaten alive, versus just shooting himself in the head, which he could have easily done, in order for her to get away. So he kind of got a hero's death in that, as heroic of a death as you can get in The Walking Dead, I think. And I did like it. So for me, it's a thumbs up. Now, in terms of the character in the show, I think a lot of people would have liked him to have more to do in the show. But the actor who plays him did say in an interview that he was supposed to originally get killed off in the third episode of the first season. So right away, pretty much at the camp, fight, or just before it, episode before it. And, that would have been it for him. And that would have made sense, too, because he's not a character that's in the comic books. He's not really one of the main cast. He doesn't really know anybody else there. He's not related to anybody or this kind of stuff. But I would really have liked to have seen maybe him and Merle meet up again, or something happen between them, because if you remember, T-Dog was the one who dropped the key. So it would have been kind of interesting to see if, him meet Merle and see what Merle would have done. If Merle would have just tried to shoot him right away, or, what would have happened with that. So there is a little bit of, missing story that could be told there. But at the same time, you've got Daryl, of course, and Merle, who eventually, I'm sure, the season will meet up at some point. Probably in the next episode, or next couple episodes, we'll probably see that. So I guess it's not 100% necessary, because that'll be interesting enough as it is right there. And Merle just killing T-Dog, let's say, behind his back or something, or shooting him or whatever, probably would have been more predictable than what happened to him in this episode, where we just didn't see it coming, and then boom, he got bitten from behind. So in that case, I guess it's, you know, it's whatever. There was some misinformation put out before this season. I did a video on this, actually. They said that T-Dog was going to get a bigger part. He was going to get a bigger role this season. And the funny thing is that this season, like, I mean, he did have a few things to do, but it's not like he really had any dialogue, like any serious dialogue or anything. He maybe said something to the other prisoners, like ones that are still alive. You know, he did a few little things, but nothing crazy. And then, of course, gets killed off right away. So the character wasn't really developed that much to begin with. I'm actually surprised he lasted until this point. And I thought it would have been interesting to see him last even longer, but you got to have deaths to keep the story interesting. So all in all, I think it was a good death. And he was a pretty cool character to have around. I like the fact that he was new, that we hadn't seen him in the comic books, so that we didn't really know what to expect from him. But, you know, it's a show. There's only so much time in each episode. They're adding on a lot of new characters with the governor's side and Woodbury and everything. So I guess it makes sense that since he's not one of, you know, your key main characters there that gets a lot of lines and stuff like that, that he might be one of the ones to go. I'd certainly rather have him go than Daryl. That's for sure. Absolutely. Plus, I think Daryl's a much better survivor than T-Dog. T-Dog also is heavy, so if he's running around a lot, he's going to get gassed, he's going to get winded, going to get tired. You know, he just doesn't seem like as good of a survivor as some of the others. So I guess it makes sense. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say about T-Dog. Was a cool character. I did like having him around. Thought they could have done more with him, but you know, not everybody can get really a developed story out of The Walking Dead. That's how it is. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you thought about T-Dog. Did you like him? Did you hate him? And did you like the death or did you hate it? That's really all I got to say. Peace, guys. See you next time.